Morning everyone, it's Thursday morning and you probably noticed that I've got a different background behind me, and that's because I'm now teaching from the MS Therapy Centre in Bedford. So we'll get started with our class. So as normal, we're going to sit up nice and tall and find that lovely length through the body. Just making sure we're tucking that chin very slightly. We're bringing them shoulders down, so get the sense of bringing them blades down towards the back pockets. Just think about lengthening through the sides, as like I say, we're lengthening up through that spine as well. Just want to make sure we engage around that centre and lift up through that pelvic floor. Just making sure, so I'm in a slightly different chair, so I'm just making sure that my knees are in line with my hips. And yeah, I can feel my feet, trying to feel my feet evenly placed, so the weight evenly placed between the feet and the sit bones of the chair as well. So just making sure feet are facing forward and just, yeah. We'll get started. So we're going to start with mobilising that body before we start our main exercises. We're just going to start by dropping that chin, just tucking that chin right down to the chest if you can, and then just bring it back to look towards the screen. We're going to drop that chin, just using the breath, inhaling and exhaling. And thinking about that centre, so that wide band of strength. Is just pulling in slightly and we're lifting up through that pelvic floor. Just notice how that neck is feeling. And then coming back. We're going to come down. Just get that lovely stretch. So get that sense of lifting up and coming over as you come forward. And we'll come back. We'll do that once more. Come forward. And then come back. So let's take it side to side. So look over that shoulder, look over the other one, and just see as you move the head from side to side, if you can just get a little bit more movement there. Just notice whether one side is tighter than the other. Just breathe in as you stretch that neck. You might have slept funny on one side and it's feeling quite tight. We just need to stretch that out. Just get it moving. And mobilise. So just turn from side to side and then come back. We're going to drop the head and we're going to roll the ear around the shoulder. And then we're going to roll it back to the middle so it's nice and heavy, but try not to roll around in them shoulders. So still sitting nice and tall, opening to the front of the shoulders, opening into that collarbone, and just rolling round with that neck. Let's do two more. Really feeling that stretch. And one more. And then we'll come back to the middle. We're just going to think about them shoulders. So we're just going to start by hands on shoulders. We're going to take some nice big circles. Again, making sure we keep them shoulders drawn down. So really focus on pulling them shoulders down. So bringing them big circles round. Imagine you've got that pencil on the end of the elbows and you're just drawing a nice big circle. And then we're going to come round in the other direction. Brilliant. Let's just take that into one big circle roll with one shoulder, with one arm. Just do one more. And then the same with the other. Just nice big circles. Just open up into that shoulder and open up into that chest. Brilliant. Okay, so arms down by the side, we're going to circle the arms round. Just making sure you've got enough space to do so, and always making sure you're safe wherever you're sitting, and don't do anything that doesn't agree with your body. You can challenge the body a little bit, but obviously just be very aware of how the body is feeling. Just check into how it's feeling as you're exercising. Take the arms up and leave them out to the side. From there, we're going to turn and come back, shoulders down, relaxed. Turn. Just warming up into that spine, into the side of the body. And turn. And turn. And one more each side. And turn. And turn. Brilliant. Just hold on to the chair. I'm going to take one arm up. We're going to lengthen through the side of the body. So rather than hoisting up through that shoulder, just to get that sense of really stretching, make yourself safe by holding on and coming over. And come back. Just drop that shoulder down if you need to. Stretch up and come over. And come back. And we'll do that once more. Stretch up and come over. And come back and bring it down. Same on the other side. Lengthen through the side of the body. And we're going to come over. Really feel that stretch and come back. And come over. And come back. Lengthen and come over and come back. And then just bring both arms out to the side, elbows slightly bent. We're just going to come to a lovely big beachful stretch. So either coming around like that, if that doesn't feel right for you, hands on the thighs and just stretch. So you're trying to get that curve in the spine. So that C shape, shoulders down and relax, head towards hips. And come up nice and tall. Let's take that again, head towards hips. And come up and do 3 more, just mobilising that spine, head towards hips. For 3, and 2, and 1. Put the arms down, just roll the shoulders round. It's a nice big circle with the shoulders. Just let them come up and down, just directly down, making sure they're not forward and they're rolled down. And we'll do 2 more. Brilliant, and just release off into the hands because we're going to be using the weight. So just circle around. So we're going to be using our ball, our long band, and our weights. So if you haven't got the weights, you can use tins out of the cupboard, or we can work without the weight. You know, don't necessarily need them. It's just challenging the body a little bit more. And also, if you haven't got the ball or a cushion, will do. Or yeah, we can use the fists when we're working the necks. And yeah, long band. If you haven't got the long band, you can use a dressing gown cord. Dressing gown cord or a long tie, whatever you've got to hand. Or again, we can work without it, so it's absolutely fine. You can still join in with everything. Okay, so let's get started. So before we do, just quickly check that posture again. So nice and tall, imagining that piece of string. Lengthen through the sides, lengthen through the back. Shoulders are down, relaxed. Really opening into that chest, so blades coming down towards back pockets. Engaging through that centre, so that wide band of strength. So imagine you've got that belt and you're just pulling that belt in slightly. And you're lifting up from that pelvic floor, so that zip that's coming from back to front. Knees are facing forward, so we've got headlights on our hips. Headlights on our hips, keeping them forward, but headlights on the kneecaps as well, just keeping them forward. And just feel that weight evenly placed between the sit bones. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start with our dumb waiter exercise. Actually, I'm just going to add a ball. Let's see which one I'm going to add. I'm going to add the soft ball and just place it between my knees. So just activating the quads a little bit, but just bringing them knees in line with the hips. So if you have a tendency to drop the knees in a little bit, we're just going to grab it in a minute. We're just going to keep that ball there, keep them in line. We've got mine the same. We're just going to grab the weights. So again, if you've got tins, if you haven't got the weights, it's absolutely fine. I'm just going to slide these weights on. We're going to come into our dumb waiter exercise. So sitting nice and tall, find that nice length through the spine, length through the side of the body. So just holding the hands flat if you can, depending on whether you're holding that can or not. So I'm going to hold my hands flat, relaxing the shoulders. So really starting that nice position of opening up from the shoulders. So we don't want to be starting here, just roll the shoulders back, be very aware of what we're doing. Elbows in towards the side of the body and coming forward slightly. I'm just going to open and come back. And open and use the breath. So inhale, think about that pelvic floor and core engagement, exhale, and come back. So come out and back. And again, just check in what them shoulders doing. Stop and reset them if you need to, that's absolutely fine. And then join in once you've got that lovely posture. It's just opening and closing. So you should be able to feel that in the top of the back. So you're working into the top of the back, so then muscles are being activated. And just try not to push out through the chest if you do so. Okay, so just keep breathing. Do one more. I'm just going to do one at a time, so bring it out and then come back. Always checking into that posture. Lifting up through that pelvic floor, actually open the arm out. And then just bring it down again. Just opening and closing. And opening and close. Brilliant. Keep going if you can. We'll do one more. Then we're going to add to that exercise. We're going to open the arms. We're going to lengthen the arms out. So we're not locking. Soft. Turn them down. Bring them back up. Come in. And forward. So out, lengthen, down, up. So obviously if you've got the cans and you're holding on to them cans quite tightly. You don't drop them on the floor. Come round, come back, and in. So open and out, and down, and back, and in. And we'll do one more if we can. Take it out, palms down, and up, and back, and in. Brilliant. Just place some weights down carefully. We're just going to circle the wrists round in one direction, just stretching up and releasing. And then just circle round in the other direction. Just do a little shoulder roll just to reset that posture. And then from there, we're going to bring the hands up in front. So elbows not too high, so we're raising them shoulders up. So again, checking with that posture. Just touch some shoulders and just gently bring them down. Bring the arms out in front. So like almost like we're going to pray. So elbows out, palms facing each other. We're just going to come out to the side. I'm going to come back. So we are getting a little bit of stretch in front of the chest and into the shoulders, and making sure that we're not really pushing that chest out and arching through that spine. So we still want that neutral spine. So palms coming back and take it out. Take it forward and take it out. So stretching through them hands. So yeah, fingertips up towards the ceiling, nice and tall through that spine. Just keep checking into that posture, into those shoulders, what the knee's doing. And just being aware as you work what the rest of the body is doing. So just opening and closing. Just open and close. We'll do two more here. And then if we can, we're going to open the arms out. We're going to take them up towards each other, bring them back down and bring them forward. You're just adding that stretch up of the arms. They're going directly up. So open, take it up, bring it down and forward. So just make sure them shoulders aren't creeping up towards the ears, keep them down and relaxed. Take it up, bring it down and forward. We'll do three more if we can. Up, back, for three. Take it up, keep breathing. Think about that pelvic floor and that core connection. We'll do brilliant. Just add a little bit more. So we're going to open. We're going to slide the blades down towards such a small movement. Slide the blades down towards the back pockets. Bring them up, arms up, and bring it in. So open, slide the blades down and back. Open, slide the blades down without sticking that belly out. And come back. Open, slide the blades down, come back. We'll do one more. Open, slide, and come back. Brilliant. Just circle that arm round and circle the other. Just allowing that shoulder to stretch out and release. Brilliant. Well done. So we're going to go into working into the hands and the forearms. So we're just going to start with tucking the elbows in towards the side of the body. So we're going to squeeze, make that fist. So squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. So really trying to stretch some fingers out. We're trying to get as much space through them fingers as possible. So squeeze up this. So imagine you're squeezing, I don't know, squeezing into a ball or the Play-Doh or plasticine, and stretch some fingers right out. So squeeze, keeping them shoulders down, relaxed, and release. Squeeze and release, and squeeze and release. And 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. We do squeeze one and stretch one out, and just alternate the movement. Just squeezing and releasing, squeezing and releasing. Brilliant. Then we're going to lengthen the arms out front, shoulders down, relaxed. We're going to do the same thing. So squeeze and stretch some things out. We're going to squeeze and stretch some things out. Just check that posture. Just being aware of that centre and release. And squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and release. Then we're going to squeeze, make that fist. We're just going to drop it down towards the floor, start and just really feel that stretch. You might feel that really creeping up into the top of the arm there, and just give that a real stretch. And then you might want to move that about a little bit to feel it even more. So I can feel that traveling up my arm. And then just use the other hand very gently, so there's no force there, just gently guiding it down and just seeing if we can just feel that stretch even more. Brilliant. We can move that about as well, or that hand's there. Just really feeling that. And then we do the same, so just making that fist first and just dropping it down. Just move that about there. Just see how that feels, where you can feel the tightness. It might just be staying in the hand, or it might be creeping up into the top of that arm. Then just gently use that hand to just pull back. Just placing, just applying that pressure, just gently guiding it in a little bit. And again, you can move that if you want to. Brilliant. And then just circle the fists off, just roll them around, and then roll it round in the other direction. Brilliant. So we're just going to do a little bit more stretching into the side of the body. Sit up nice and tall. Engage that centre, lift up through that pelvic floor. We're just going to bring one hand to the chair and lift up with the other. Again, it's all about lengthening through the side of the body and really stretching over. But obviously, only coming over as far as allows you to be safe. So come over and come back. Again, reset that posture, lengthen up. So get that sense of becoming light on your chair, come over and come back. We're going to do that again. So lengthen and come over. Really feel that stretch. And come back. And then we're going to lengthen and come over. And then come back and bring the arm down. So lift the arm up, stretch into the side of the body and come over. And come back. So lengthen and come over. So try and keep both cheeks on the chair. So both bottom cheeks on the chair. You're not lifting up through one and coming back. Let's do that once more. Lift up and come over. Brilliant. And come down. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to hold the ball, which has gone AWOL. If you haven't got the ball, we haven't got a ball, just place that there for a moment. We're going to be just clasping the hands and just pushing into the palms of the hands, just to get some activation through the top of the arms and into the shoulders, and just working that chest as well. So just pushing, applying pressure to just work them arms. So I'm going to use my ball, bring it in quite close to my chest, stretching out my hands, so getting that nice stretch through the hands. So relaxing them shoulders down to get the sense of bringing them blades down again towards the back pocket. I'm going to squeeze into that ball, and then we're going to release. We're going to squeeze that ball. And as we squeeze, I want us to think about lifting up through that pelvic floor. So zip up in that pelvic floor. So imagine that zip from back to front, and we're going to lift up through it as we squeeze that ball and release. We're going to squeeze that ball and we're going to release. We're going to do 6 and release. And 5 and release, and 4 and release, and 3 and release, and 2 and release, and 1 and release. We're going to just reset that posture, so draw the shoulders down, lengthen through the body. We're going to squeeze, hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. So squeeze and step forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Let's do that again. We're going to squeeze and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. We're going to just do small pulses. So squeeze and release, and squeeze and release, and squeeze and release. Squeeze, shoulders down, squeeze and release for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just bring that forward. And again, just circle round in the wrists. Nice and tall. Let's circle round again in the other direction. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to grab the weights again. Okay. Or the tins, tins, weights, or just working without either. Just sit nice and tall to reset that posture. We're going to really think about that centre, because we're going to be coming forward slightly, so we're really engaging round into that centre. So nice and strong as you come away from the midline or the centre of the body. But if that's not safe for you to do so, we're just going to work from the upright position. Okay, so lengthen through that spine. We're going to inhale as we lift up through that pelvic floor. Find that strong centre, and we're going to come forward. Arms nice and long. Make sure we're working from that open chest position rather than rolling shoulders around. So open up, and we're going to take the weights up, working the triceps, and come back. We're going to take them up. So we're not coming all the way back. We're making sure that tummy is drawn away from the thighs. And lift, and come back. And lift, and back. 4, 5, and back. And 4, keep the arms nice and close. And 3, and 2, and 1, and come back. Just take a moment, come forward, come upright, neutral spine. We're going to do that again. We're going to come forward, engage that centre, take the arms away. 4, 6, and back. And 5, and 4, nice lengthened spine, and 3, tuck that chin slightly, 2, and 1, come back. Reset that body, just take a moment, take some nice deep breaths. Draw them shoulders down. Engage that centre, we're going to come forward again. Take the arms up, and we're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back. Reset that posture, nice and tall. Come forward. Take the arms up, and we're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back. Brilliant. Just bring the weights down. We're just going to stretch out that tricep if we can. So just draw that arm down back. And just use that other hand just to gently stretch into the back of the arm. And just feel that lovely stretch. And then if you want, you can gently push the arm away. So gently guide the arm away from the back of the head. Just feeling that stretch even more. Just take some nice deep breaths whilst you hold that stretch. Try not to hold the breath, so breathe through it. And then changing over, just drop that arm down. Again, doing the same thing. And if you can, if you want to, gently bring that arm away from the back of the head and just deepen that stretch. Just hold that there. And again, just take some nice deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, brilliant. Just bring the arms around down and just circle them arms. Or circle them shoulders a little bit. Brilliant. I'm just going to think about our core before we do a few core exercises. So just placing hand on the sort of abdomen, so around the bottom of the belly, and hand on the back. You don't want the position of your back to change. You've still got a neutral spine, so lift up nice and tall. So what I want you to do is place that hand firmly on that belly. I just want you to draw that tummy away from your hand and come back. Draw that tummy away and come back. So belly is coming, your belly button, imagine your belly button coming to the back of the spine. So tummy is coming away from the hand, and draw it back and release. You're not changing position of the spine. Draw it back and release. You might want to squeeze into that ball a little bit as you do so, and also think about lifting up through that pelvic floor. We're going to draw it back and release. We'll do 2 more then. Draw it back and release, and draw it back and release. So we've felt that activation of the centre of your core. So we're going to use that centre as we do a few exercises. So just deepen that connection in the middle. So we're just going to start by just engaging that centre, holding onto the chair, and we're going to reach over and come back. You can hold that chair, you can have the hand into the side of the body. We're going to reach, so using that centre to keep you safe, keep you balanced, and bring you back in. So stretch, imagine you're reaching something in that top cupboard and come back. We're going to stretch and we're going to come back. Keep the shoulders down, relax. We're going to stretch over and we're going to come back. We're going to stretch and we're going to come back. Just two more and come back. And stretch over and come back. So we're going to take it over across the body. So stretch and come back. Keeping the hips facing forward, you just take the arm across, so you're reaching over and grabbing something on that level. We're going to stretch and come back. We're going to stretch over and come back. So keep that core connected, keep that length through the spine, so don't sink into that back. And come back. And we stretch and come back. Do 1 more on each side and come back. And stretch and come back. And we'll do 2 up, so stretch over and come back. So stretch up and come back, and stretch on that level. Come across and back. Across and back, and stretch up and come back, stretch up and come back, and come over and back, and over and back. 1 more, stretch up, come back, stretch up, come back, and over and back, and over and back. Brilliant. Just going to do our spine twist. So sitting nice and tall, we're going to take either our hands across, or hands in what we call a Cossack position, but making sure shoulders are down and relaxed. Then cross them over. Find that length through the sides by the length through the spine. Nice and tall. Keep the hips facing forward. We're just going to use that breath to come round, and we're going to come back. We're going to turn, just mobilising into that spine, using that centre to keep that lovely tall posture. And come back. We're going to turn and come back. We're going to turn and come back. And come back. 1 more each side and come back. And turn and come back. Lengthen the arms out to the side, making sure shoulders don't creep up. You can see the hands at the corners of your eyes. And we're going to turn and come back. So use the breath. Keep that body nice and tall. Just tucking that chin slightly and come back. And turn. And come back, and turn, and back. Sun is shining, it's going to be a lovely day. And we're smiling while we're exercising, and come back. We're doing 1 more each side, so we're going to turn, and we're going to come back, and we're going to turn, and we're going to come back. Just bring the arms down, just circle 1 arm round, and circle the other. We're going to go into some leg work. So moving the block away, we're just going to place the foot on the ball. And if we haven't got the ball, we're just using a cushion. We just want to gently apply that pressure down and come back up again. We're going to push that foot down and come back. And push it down and come back. And push it down and back. And down. And back, and down, and back. Then can we roll that ball out in front, bring it out and bring it back. Bring it out and bring it back. So try not to drop into that hip. Hips to stay level and come back. And out and back. And out and back. So let's take it out 2 more times. We're going to flex that foot up and bring it back to the ball. We're going to take it out and flex and bring it back. Brilliant. Let's change over. Place that ball there. Just keep them hips level. We're going to push and come back. So down and up. And down and up. And down and up. And down and up. We're going to push that ball out and we'll bring it back. So imagine we've got that line on the floor in front. We're just trying to keep that leg going down that line. So you can put a hand either side to try and keep that leg stable. You need to. Just try and challenge that body and really concentrate on what we're trying to achieve. Take it out and bring it back. This time, let's take it out. We're going to flex that foot, bring it back and in. Take it out and flex, bring it back and in. Take it out and flex, back and in. Do one more like that. And take it out and flex, bring it back and in. Brilliant. We'll do one more exercise and bring the block back. So we're going to place the ball between the knees. And we're going to squeeze and release that ball. We're going to squeeze and release. So if you haven't got the ball or cushion, you're just applying, or just put your fists there and just pushing it into the fists. And if you're using the ball and you're pushing into that ball and you feel like you're really struggling to change the shape, so be aware of how much you're working on changing the shape of that ball, you can just use your hands very slightly to just activate the leg muscles. And squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And we're going to hold that. So we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And once more. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Okay, just leave the ball there. We're going to come to a lovely cool down, lovely stretch, just stretching out the muscles that we've worked. We're just going to drop the head down. We're going to roll the ear towards the shoulder. Really enjoy that nice stretch. Make sure that shoulder is down, so don't bring that shoulder up with it. Relax that shoulder down so you've got that length through the side of the neck. Drop the arm down. Again, roll it back if you need to, and really feel that stretch. And we're just going to hold that there. I'm going to roll it back and up. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to drop that head. I'm going to roll it round, making sure that shoulder's down. We need to roll it back and feel that stretch. And bring it back and up. Let's do that from the other side. So drop it and roll it round. We just feel where that shoulder is. I'm going to drop that arm down. We need to roll that shoulder back. Just deepens that stretch quite a lot. And just really enjoy that. And then bring it back. Drop it down, bring it around. Just check that shoulder posture, that position. And then come back. Brilliant. Just turn it from side to side. Just notice how that neck is feeling. Okay, we can take the arms up to the ceiling. We're just going to become really tall in our chest, really stretching the fingers up to the ceiling. We can look towards the hands, it feels okay, the neck. And then just drop everything down. So drop the shoulders back down and then stretch up again. And then drop the shoulders down. We can clasp the hands and turn the palms to the ceiling. Just add that stretch, so stretching out into the fingers, stretching through the side of the body and into the tummy muscles as well. Bring the arms around to the side. We're going to imagine that we're hugging that big beach ball. So hug the arms around the beach ball. And if that doesn't work, hands just on the thighs and just really stretch, get that lovely flexed position, so that curve into the spine, head towards hips and come up nice and tall. Let's do that again, so head towards hips. and come up. We'll do that once more. Head towards hips. And come up. We take one hand across the body to the opposite leg. We can hold onto the chair if it works, and we're just going to turn and look towards the back of the body. And just really feel that stretch into the back. And you might feel it into the side of the body, so the shoulders down on the legs. Let's swap over. So turning. And come back. I'm just going to grab that band, that long band. Let's pull down, and we're going to stretch the back of the legs. Stretching the hamstrings. If you haven't got a band or something you can use, just resting on, avoiding the knee, just resting on the thighs and quads. So nice and length. So find that length with the spine, pulling on that band, making sure you're safe in the chair and just coming forward. And just feeling that stretch. You've got that nice tall spine still, tucking that chin very slightly, relaxing them shoulders and feeling that stretch. And just holding that stretch there, allowing the muscle to lengthen. And just taking some nice deep breaths. So don't hold the breath while you stretch. Brilliant. And then bring that foot down, pull back. We're going to hook that band in the other, round the other foot, lengthen through that body, gently pulling on that band, and we're going to come forward. Again, lengthen that spine, tucking that chin, flexing that foot. You should really feel that stretch into the top of the back. And then just bring that band back, bring that foot back. We're going to rest on the heel and circle round in one direction, and then circle round in the other. Do the same on the other side, so rest on that heel, circling round in one direction, and then circling round in the other. Brilliant. Okay, well done everyone, well done for taking part, and hopefully I will see you next week.